know if I like this new camera. The picture is too clear. You can see every single imperfection on my face. Or maybe just I'm getting old. Anyways, what's up guys? Welcome back. Got the car in the garage. Got the new camera on the stand. I'm not used to doing this. I'm used to just taking my GoPro and walk around and do stuff. But I figured I had to upgrade for stationary videos like this one. Anyways, tell you a little bit about this thing. This is a 1986 Yugo. From 1985 through 1992, they said about between 130, 140,000 were imported. There's a show out there called Houston, We Have a Problem. Not the one with Tom Hanks, another one. It used to be on Netflix, but they removed it. You can still find it online somewhere. It tells you exactly why and how these cars came to the States. Great show, by the way. Anyways, why I love these things? I grew up with them. Back home, as a kid, I'm from Bosnia, former Yugoslavia back then. Everybody had a Yugo. Even now, there's still, now I feel like more younger generation gets them, tunes them, you know, races them, whatnot. Not older guys, not as much. So I had to have one. Now I have 2.5. My buddy Hassan has 3.5, so 6 Yugos here in Des Moines, plus 2, so there's 8 Yugos total. And 3 more in actually 4 more next town, Waterloo, so all Balkan guys own them. Anyways, these are coming popular lately. Their price has gone up. As soon as one pops up on Marketplace, it's gone. These cars are selling like hotcakes. They used to be brand new $3,999. You could have a base brand new Yugo. They said it's the worst car ever made. That's a lie. I've seen some worse car than Yugos. But the first model, first year, they had problems. The reason they added a bunch of emission stuff on these things that were not made for. Like they added a catalytic converter, they added a bunch of vacuum lines, air pumps, some models even had AC. You're talking about 55 horsepower engine. After you add all that, man, you rob like 20 horsepower easy. With that air pump and AC, I bet you money you rob 20 horsepower easy. So yeah, they did have problem, but they added a bazillion vacuum lines on that engine that were prompt to leak. You know, you have a vacuum line somewhere that engine's not gonna run right, that mixture in the carburetor is gonna go crazy, and I'll show you what I mean under the hood after we're done here. Yeah, it's just I love them. You know, it's something different. I could literally go to car show, 1,700 cars like ice cream. There was not a single Yugo or single Fiat like I have. So I like different stuff, not stuff that you see every day. Everybody's got 10, you know, vets or whatever at the car show. I always like the weird stuff that many people like, but like I said, lately these cars are coming popular, so figured I'd do something different. I already have 91 red one that's original. Why I have 2 original Yugos, so I'm gonna swap some kind of JDM engine in it. I'm looking for something from the 90s, something that goes with the year, and still looking for it. I'm gonna hit the junkyard here soon and see what they got. There's specific stuff I want to get, and just because of a weight, I'm moving some things from the engine bay back to the trunk and putting engine, so then I have to reinforce the heck out of this car. As some of you know, they flex a lot, so we'll see. Let's get out of the car and show you around a little bit before I start pulling that motor out. Oh yeah, by the way, after I made that video of me bringing that car here and beating the heck out of it, a couple guys from Oklahoma, 450 miles away, got in touch with me. They want to buy my powertrain. They saw how clean that engine is, how good it runs, so we'll see if that happens, if they show up. If they do, it'll be cool, because I don't need it, and they do. So let's get to it. Okay, alright, so yeah, I got my charger, my booster when I was starting it up.
Let me show you why I think these cars failed and why people hated them. Just look at these vacuum lines. Look at it's got a bunch of vacuum lines, emission, charcoal canister. They added a catalytic converter to it. They added an air pump to it. This one has a lot of vacuum leaks. I had a hard time bringing it back home. I wanted to drive it. I didn't want it to tow it, push it. I told myself these 10 miles I'm gonna drive it. This car's got a lot of vacuum leaks. So they added an air pump. They added a catalytic converter. Some models had AC. So you're talking about 55 horsepower that came in these 1.1 liter. You add air pump. You add all these vacuum lines, catalytic converter. That robs you off, I'm guessing, about 15 horses. You know, if not even more. Put so much to it. And then these vacuum lines, I swear to God, I don't know what. It's got the Italian carburetor, which is Weber or Weber, whatever the pronunciation is. And they added all these vacuum lines. I've never, I don't know, I can't say never, but I don't know if I, this is really bad. It's got at least 50 vacuum lines going back and forth. And one of those vacuum lines break, cracks, and your car is down. And then you're gonna have to keep pumping the gas pedal just like I did on the way here, and gonna have problems. Then what a lot of people didn't do is change the timing belts. Over the time the timing belt breaks, then you're stuck again. You know, it's just small things that could have been, you know, fixed. They haven't. Look at my it's leaking fuel. So this car had really bad dirty fuel tank. So this is how I made it home. 10 miles, put some fuel, started it up, and I just had to keep pumping the gas pedal because, like I said, it's got a huge air leak, vacuum line leak. And yeah, so honestly, so these were based on a Fiat. Excuse me, guys, I'm just coming back from cold. These cars were based on a Fiat 147, and it's got the Fiat designed the motor, so it's the motor bolts in these from Fiat X19, Fiat 128, except the X19 had the bigger motor, 1.5. That's what a lot of Yugo guys do back home. He swapped those 1.5, bore them down to 1.7. These cars fly with these engines, believe it or not. This one's got the smaller one. And let me show you my red one that I was talking about. This is my red one. And this is a fuel injection 91. Too bad it has to sit outside just because I don't have room. And there's my other project, Dodge Stealth Twin Turbo. So this one has done 6,000 miles last year. It's running on 13-inch wheels. Can't get to the door to open it, show you the engine, but this has got the fuel injection, the best one they have ever made. That was the best Yugo in my book from 91, 92 here in the States. I'm talking about, with the fuel injection motor. Sorry, I have to have my heater running just because it's cold. It's like 30 degrees outside, 16 here now, so that makes the noise. Apologize for that, but just have to do it. So okay, now talking about, all right, so interior this year had not my favorite interior. Now that had the roof up there, oh look, I think that's why the yellow stains were. Somebody has put this roof rack, I don't know from what car. I don't think they sealed it up ever right, and those yellow stains on the roof, I think that's why, just because it was leaking probably. So we'll find that out. Yeah, it was not the best quality parts used, but like I said, it was a 4,000 brand new. It was meant for let's say college kids, for high school kids, you know, kids were having fun. They used to lift these up, used to flip them. I think somebody said if you bought a brand new Cadillac or brand new Buick back in the day, they give you a free Yugo. So I think 130, 140,000 were imported. Believe it or not, so lately a lot of Balkan people are blaming me for it. They said since your Yugo was on the tail and I did a video on YouTube, the Yugo price went up. They, believe it or not, these sell like hotcakes. As soon as one pops up, they go for pretty cool money. This one in this condition, I have paid super cheap. I got this for super cheap. I went to Omaha to get it last year. I think I paid a few $100. And the way it is right now, I gotta fix that air leak. This car would go for a couple $1,000s. So that's pretty good price. And this one is actually rare. It's got the butterfly windows. They're actually butterfly windows like mine. A lot of them have just a piece of glass here, and this one has functioning butterfly windows, which I have to find seals for. I want to place them all as well. Got to get the seals for the windshield and whatnot. And so my plan is to find some kind of Japanese motor that I'm going to be swapping. And the problem is, look at the firewall on these things. It's sticking out like a few inches. That's the reason why, because the spare tire fits right in here. There's a mount for it. Spare tire goes in there. My plan is to find something that fits. Battery's gonna probably go move to the trunk. I'm gonna keep the air box. There's a little scoop on the hood. People think this is for the intercooler or whatnot, but this is actually fresh air to the cabin. That's how they get it. It goes through that box. So I'm keeping this box. The fuses, they're gonna be relocated. I don't like the look of this. Everything else is gonna be moved. Battery, engine coolant bottle, we'll see where that goes. Maybe keep the original one. Windshield washer, keep that maybe original. The booster, look at the brake booster and the master cylinder. It's sticking all the way up to here. That is gonna have to be moved somewhere on top. Maybe run brakes without the booster, and that should clear it up. Radiator, I'm gonna find some kind of radiator that sticks, that goes inside more. This got a huge grill up front, so that'll help out keep the engine cool. I'm gonna be keeping the original bumpers back and forth, back in front and back, and I'm gonna be tucking them in. So you see that gap, 3 inches is probably be like a 1/4 inch gap. Tuck them all in, keeping the grill. I'm gonna paint it, of course, new headlights, but keeping the look. I want to keep the look of a Yugo. These will be shaved down, cut, walled. Flares will be probably, I got the roller, so I'm gonna roll the fenders. I'm gonna find 13-inch wheels. I wanna keep the 13-inch wheels. I probably have to import them from Europe. 13-inch tires. Taking these off as well, shaving that off, rebadge it. Wanna find some kind of mirrors. If I can find these brand new, I'll keep these. New handles, fuel tank filler, cut the square, wall there shut. Fuel cell in the back, delete, tuck in. Probably a lot of guys are deleting rear wipers, so I might not. I probably will. Tuck it in. These license plate lights, I'll be deleting these as well. Put some kind of LEDs in the hatch. They'll be bright and shining on the license plate. This rear panel, this model came with a single tail lights. My red one has a double, which looks better. These are reverse lights. Like on the double ones, you already have integrated reverse light, and I just like the double tail light better. Tint the windows, of course. Take the roof rack. Now for the interior, I want to keep the dash. I want to keep the original dash, the center console. E-brake is gonna probably stay the original. Steering wheel is gonna go. The dash is gonna go, like the speedometer and all that. Depends what kind of engine I want to put, but I want to get some kind of universal speedometer and electronic. These switches, I want to keep these original because I'm gonna keep all the working stuff. Pretty much. Yeah, except I wanna paint it black. Black in the dash. The ceiling, I wanna paint that black too. This is some kind of vinyl. It's actually pretty good quality. And look at it. These lights work too. Just put a couple LEDs. I'm gonna keep these. So yeah, the door panels are gonna stay. Probably paint them or cover them up with some kind of black vinyl as well. Thought about putting back the back seats, and just it'll be kind of cool to, you know. So we'll see. Roll cage. If I build the roll cage, it'll be tough to keep the back seats. So I don't know yet. These cars have a weak chassis, so that's one thing. After I put the motor in, then of course I'm gonna, once everything's running, tested it out, then pull the motor out, and I have to reinforce the heck out of it. These cars have such a weak chassis that they flex and they break under original motor, so I'm gonna have to reinforce the heck out of that. There's a VIN number here. It's kind of cool. After I pull everything out, do some measurements, hit the junkyard and see what I can find. And I think that's it. I think I've said it all. Yeah, the front disc brakes, drums in the back. I'm gonna be putting disc brakes back and front. Interior, like I said about interior. And I think that's it. That's it. I don't know how long it's gonna take. It's gonna take some time, because believe it or not, I don't do this full time. I'm a truck driver, husband, dad of 2. So whenever I get time to work inside the garage, I do it. I try to post a video every week. They said do it 2 a week, but that's it's hard. It really is. So we'll see. I'll try to make everybody happy. I started this, just switched from Bosnian to English on this channel. I have one more channel in Bosnian that I'm doing, keep the older guys happy. That channel is pretty much, I do all kinds of stuff there, but this one I'm gonna focus just doing wrenching, cars, bikes, engines, you name it, I'll do it. So I'm hoping to keep everybody happy. I try to respond to all the comments you guys post, but sometimes it's hard, so I'm gonna do my best. Right now I don't have many subscribers, about 10,000 or so, but you know, hopefully once he grows up, some might say I talk a lot, but I just want to do this one as an introduction. That's what I'm gonna be doing to it. So I hope you guys like my work. If you do, please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Next time we'll be pulling actually this motor out, and that's when the fun starts.